This is Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I trust today you will consider this like a vitamin or a supplement for your mind and heart. And wherever you receive podcasts from, would you please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, leave a rating and a brief written review. It will enable others to be able to find this podcast. Leader, I want to ask you a question today. Does enthusiasm matter? Does enthusiasm make any difference in how well you live your life, execute the things that you need to get done? Is it just hype, or does it really, really work? Well, I have about 9 things that I want to say regarding this subject of does enthusiasm matter. I think one of the first things that I want to say, and I'm not saying these in a particular ascending or descending order, it's just sort of as I was writing them down. The first is it's contagious. If you're around an enthusiastic person, it doesn't take very long as you're conversing with them is an enthusiastic person. We act as if everything has to be just right, and then that'll help make us enthusiastic. I think enthusiasm comes first. You have to believe in what you're doing and your purpose in life, and that you are making a difference, and the fact that you can make a difference. And when you do that, it just becomes contagious. Oftentimes, I just sense that when I'm with someone who really is confident, really believes in what they're doing, really has a mission and purpose about their life, and seem to throw themselves wholeheartedly into whatever they're doing, before long, they have affected me. I become enthusiastic myself. It's what I used to say to leaders: if you want your crowd to catch a cold, you better have pneumonia. If you're the leader and you want people to catch the vision, to have a fire in their soul for something, it starts with you, but be encouraged. Enthusiasm is absolutely contagious. The second thing that I would highlight on enthusiasm is that enthusiasm and passion seem to go hand in hand. They seem to be almost at times indistinguishable, that a passion for something gives you an enthusiasm about it. Being enthusiastic about what you're doing gives you a passion. They seem to just be affected with each other. It was E.M. Forster who said, "One person with passion is better than 40 people who are merely interested." I think that may be the problem in many places today. We have a lot of people who are sort of interested until something better comes along. They sort of think it's okay, but they're not really sold out. They have not really bought in. They are, in essence, not passionate or enthusiastic about what they are doing. But you find one person who is passionate and enthusiastic about the matter at hand, and they will get much more accomplished, as Forster said, than 40 people who are just merely interested. I ask you today, leader, don't just be an interested leader, be an enthusiastic leader. The third thing that I'd say about enthusiasm is it helps you to influence others. It's just easier to follow someone when she or he have strong feelings. It was Walter Chrysler who said the real secret of success is enthusiasm. And if you look back in your life, those people who have influenced you the most oftentimes have been those people who were very, very influential because they were enthusiastic. You bought into their dream. You bought into their vision. You just knew that somehow intrinsically you felt better when you were merely in their presence. And so if you're going to influence people, you have to really believe in your message, your idea, your plan. You have to really believe in it. Enthusiasm seems to make everything easier. I guess I've been using a lot of auto magnets as people I've been quoting, and Henry Ford, and I used to live in Metro Detroit, as a matter of fact, in that side of town where Henry Ford made it famous, who said, "You can do anything if you have enthusiasm." He says, enthusiasm is the yeast that makes your hopes rise to the stars. You know, there's a lot of things in life, my friend, that aren't easy. And there are many of you who are listening today. You're in a tough spot. Things may not be going as you would like them to be going. Things are not as you would like to see them be. But one thing about it is, in the midst of the difficulties and the hard places of life, getting enthusiastic, not a worked up emotion, not something that you're faking, but one where you really believe deep down in your heart, in your cause, in your purpose, in your family, in your organization. When you do it with enthusiasm, it just seems to be that which greases the rail. It seems to make everything just a little easier. If you're not sold on it yourself, if you're forcing yourself to put one foot in front of the other, trying to somehow psych yourself up, everything at that point seems to be exceedingly difficult. But enthusiasm makes everything easier. And let's just go to the next one, is because some of you are saying, well, Dr. Ron, what do you do if you're just not feeling very enthusiastic? Or there's some of you who have bought into this idea that somehow enthusiasm is a personality trait. Now, granted, there may be some people for whom it is easier to be enthusiastic, and others for that it may in fact be a little tad bit more difficult. So what do you do if you just don't feel enthusiastic about the matters at hand, the project on your desk, the situation that needs to be taken care of, some changes you need to make in your own life or where you work? In the area of enthusiasm, I'm not talking about faking it till you're making it. I don't subscribe to that. What I'm saying is act as if you're enthusiastic. And what you will discover is when you take the actions that an enthusiastic person would take, before long your feelings will catch up. You see, we too many times in the culture subscribe to the idea of I don't feel like doing this, and that our feelings are going to dictate our actions, when I believe the opposite is more accurate. We think our way into feeling. We act our way into feeling. And if you're having trouble, you're stuck right now, you're not in any way feeling enthusiastic about something, well, just ask yourself, how would an enthusiastic person behave herself or himself? What actions would they take? What would they do? Would they talk to themselves? Would they get up early? What would an enthusiastic person do if they were in my situation today? And then right now, just begin to act as if you are an enthusiastic person. And there are times when I have to get up and get going with things, and my heart isn't in it on that particular day. But years ago, I heard this described, that you just have to act as if you're enthusiastic, as if you do on those days when you are enthusiastic. And when you do that, it doesn't really take very long for those actions to transfer to true, genuine enthusiasm. You begin to really feel enthusiasm. Charles Schwab said, one can succeed at almost anything for which they have enthusiasm. So that's why we've been talking about it today. It is vitally, vitally important. So don't sit around waiting till you feel enthusiastic. Just get up and get going and act as if you are. The sixth reason that I think enthusiasm does matter, and why it matters in all of our lives, is I think it is a spirit of enthusiasm that helps make one more resilient. Life can give you some cruel blows, and they come one right after the other, it seems like. And there are times when we just feel like we're going to sit down, cry, or throw up our hands, or just quit, run the other direction. But being enthusiastic helps to make you more resilient. There are a lot of things that go into what makes a person resilient, what makes a person an overcomer. How is it that some are able to push past setbacks, difficulties, heartbreaks, major disappointments? Well, one of those ingredients that you would have to mix into that soup of resilience is enthusiasm. Just know that you may not win every hour, and you may not win every day, and you may not even win every week or month. But given enough opportunity, with the right attitude and the right spirit, you will indeed make it. So it makes you more resilient. Seventh thing that I would say about enthusiasm and why it matters is I think it helps us focus. If we're really enthusiastic about who we are and where we are and what we're participating in and the things we're involved in, doing it with an enthusiastic spirit helps us to really focus on the matter at hand. It's not as easy to get discouraged and set aside what we're doing and get distracted. All of these things are forces that we have to continually battle against: discouragement, lack of focus, procrastination, not feeling motivated, and we could go on and on. But when you get up and say, this is a day and I'm going to do what I'm supposed to be, this is the day the Lord has made, whatever it is you need to say to yourself to get yourself enthusiastic, it helps you to be able to focus at the matter at hand. And I believe that's one of the reasons that enthusiasm does matter. I think the eighth thing that I would say about enthusiasm is that it seems to be one of those attitudes and spirits that just has a tremendous spillover effect. Enthusiasm seems to spill over into all areas of one's life. You know, there are times that we all want to be sane. We want to all have a well thought out plan and procedure. But once in a while, you need you'll hear folks say about people who are enthusiastic, they're not realistic. They don't really understand all that could go wrong. Yeah, they really do. It's just that when you do things with enthusiasm, it spills over into all of the areas of your life and helps you to be at your best, and in reality really helps you to do a better job. The ninth and final thing that I want to mention here under this area of does enthusiasm matter? I mean, does it really matter at all? Is it helps us with our energy. Like passion, enthusiasm, and energy seem to go together. I would go on to say that I'm thinking at times energy is a byproduct of a person's enthusiasm. You know that someone has said that no one is as old as those who have outlived enthusiasm. If you're at work and you're just going through the motion, if you're at home and you may be there present physically, but you're emotionally and spiritually disinterested and disengaged, have a little enthusiastic self-talk with yourself. Get yourself in the right attitude and spirit, and it will help you with your energy. Because when you have a spirit of enthusiasm, it helps you with your energy at home. It helps you with your energy when you're with your friends. It helps you when you're in the workplace. It just makes everything go better. My leadership friends, I want you to know today, whatever it is you've been called to do and what you are doing and what you believe in and the projects you're working on, do so with 100% enthusiasm. You've been listening to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I trust today this has been like a vitamin or supplement for your mind and heart. And wherever you receive podcasts from, would you please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom and leave a rating and a brief written review. Remember, my leadership friend, you are doing better than you think you are. You really, truly are. And until next time, this is Dr. Ron saying, have a great and blessed week.